So today we're presenting you Divinity Original Sin, the Enhanced Edition. Basically, it's the enhanced version of last year's Divinity Original Sin, which was pretty well received. So it got quite some awards and it really sold well. So we thought, let's make the transition and fix all the stuff we always wanted to fix, considering story and all that stuff, and get it going on a console. So the new one will be available on PS4, Xbox One, PC, Mac, Steam OS. And Divinity is a fantasy RPG with turn-based combat and a lot of systemics, which create an amazing amount of freedom and a crazy amount of permutations in every quest or anything you actually really do. So right now I'm going to show you some basic stuff, so you know what's going on. So in Divinity we have quite some elemental interactions going on. So for instance, you got this ooze puddles there. Ooze catches fire, so I'm going to shoot a flare on it. After I shoot a flare on it, I'm going to expand the burning surface to the other ooze there. Once that's done, I'm going to also make it rain. If I can look past David's head, thank you. So I'm going to make it rain so that we can actually douse the fire there. And once we make it rain, obviously puddles of water get made, and we can cast electricity on those puddles to actually electrify the water surface and create static clouds. Now what we can also do is we can use our ice shard to freeze the surface and walk across it. Now this is basic, basic elemental gameplay in Divinity. So in every combat, every fight, you can actually do all of this stuff. Of course,
the biggest change is that he's doing it with a controller.
Yeah, so the crazy stuff here is that we actually mapped all the things you can do on the PC to the controller, including a 360 cam. Like it used to be locked on a 45 degrees cam, but the first time we they actually made the setup by design for the controller. Immediately the first thing you did was like, hey, why is it locked? This is not gonna happen. So we started, lobbying a little, because our artist, usually the art was actually made for that camera angle, and it took a lot of, bribing and if you'll do this for me, there's a lot of discussing to finally, nudge the entire art team in the direction of, we'll do it with some assets. Once they did it with some assets, they were like, yeah, this actually does really feel better. So they did it with the rest as well.
This also meant that we had to go over every level because you could not see past every corner, for instance. And now, any way that you turn the camera, there should be something there.
Yeah.
So some things were some spots were totally empty because you would never see it. So there, on the PC version currently, there is this this cheat that you can change the config file somewhere and change the 1 to a 0 or the other way around, and then you can have a 360 as well. But the people that do this, they know that some assets they won't see properly, or the level might feel empty at some bits.
So here we engaged in combat with these guys. As I mentioned sooner, Divinity is a turn-based combat RPG. So we have our action points there. You can see those little green balls on top of my action bar. This is the amount of action points I have. And action points are actually the currency that we use to perform every action in every turn. So you can either save these points up if you end your turn, or you can use them. Like if you look at the cursor, it says 2 AP, which means that I'll use 2 action points to move around. And right now, this is my archer, Bear Daughter, and that's one of the new companions in the game, together with Walgraf. That's our rogue here, but you'll see him in a second.
In the Enhanced Edition?
Yeah, in the Enhanced Edition. That's the big difference there. And what I'm going to do with her is I'm going to use one of the skills I really, really like, and that's Rain of Arrows. And basically, we actually rearranged all our skills to have a better progression through all the skill trees. So we introduced things like master skills, and these are basically overkill, awesome skills that you can use that really are jaw-dropping. And of course, we did revise all the graphics and the sounds on all the skills.
We also, I was heavily involved in revamping the skills. This is why I like to talk about them. There is a huge difference between the skill system in the Enhanced Edition compared to the current edition that is on PC. Like Farang said, the progression feels more so. Every time you get a newer, higher level skill, it feels kick-ass. It's better than the previous one. It's better than the previous one. Wow, I really want that one. And we also just deleted everything that felt the same. We used to have small fireball, medium fireball, and large fireball. We don't have any of that anymore. You just have one fireball, and we replaced the 2 other fireballs with totally new skills.
Like what?
Farhan will show you a couple of new skills in a
Yeah,
second.
I'll show you in a second. So
And another thing we changed was from the community, we also, and the QA, we got the feedback that certain skills they would never invest in or never buy or never use, because they said, I would rather go over to someone and smack him in the face than use this buffing or debuffing non-damaging skill. So the buffing and the debuffing is now cheaper in action points to use. So I think that the dynamic of and the tactics of combat have changed because of the devaluation of the action point cost, because also the enemies now start using those buffing and debuffing skills on themselves. Go.
So
Sorry.
Go.
Derail.
So, something we also added on the Enhanced Edition that previously wasn't possible on the PC, and funny enough still isn't, is the Examine button. So you can actually examine objects and enemies, and when you actually look at it, you'll get the sheet of resistances and stuff, but you can only see this if you have enough intelligence or lore master. Otherwise, it'll show you question marks. So in this case, you can see that these evil-smelling flowers are not resistant to fire, so they can take a lot of fire damage. However, they are extremely resistant to poison, and anything above 100% actually heals them. So they got shot, they bleed poison, and actually because of bleeding poison, they're healing themselves. So what we really need to do is to bomb them, but I don't have enough action points for this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, hold on, I'm going to examine this guy. Okay, so you can see that he's not very resistant to air magic, and I have a electricity spell, which is like a blitz bolt, and I can use it on this guy, and hopefully I can get to stun him. If it doesn't stun him, it'll do a crazy amount of damage, so that's a good thing. Did he
stunned?
Oh yes, he's stunned, excellent. And I'll end my turn to save action points for the other skill. Now here we have Volgraf. He's our rogue. He does a lot of sneaky things. He's got awesome skills, invisibility and stuff like that. And he's holding 2 daggers. For the people that know Divinity, this is another improvement. We actually have dual wielding in the game now. There's a lot of people on the forums, they just wouldn't stop. And then you're like, okay, yeah, they're right. You're right. There's no dual wielding. Like, okay, stop it. And then you sit around the table, you start discussing it. How can we do this? Because you can't hack it in. It's not like you need a system for it so it runs well, because the entire game is based around these dynamic systems that work perfectly together. If something is off in any of them, you'll notice it a couple of systems down the line. And so we decided to make a good dual wielding setup, so any one-handed weapon that's available in the game can be combined with another one, even wands and shields and all kinds of crazy stuff. So that's actually some new stuff there.
Don't just say wands. Wands are also new.
Wands are new, grenades are new, so we got quite some. There's really a crazy amount of content there. So what I'm going to do with Volgraf is I'm going to move into the backstab cone area, and once we get behind him, we can do instant critical hits by backstabbing. So that's should finish off this guy.
That guy's toast, yeah.
Oh, nice. And I'm going to move Volgraf out of the range of the poison, and it's turn. Obviously the flowers are retaliating with their little projectiles. And the good thing about Volgraf is he's got a talent that kind of makes him very resistant to poison. But you get to pick your talents yourself, so that's all cool. Now I'm going to try one of the other skills we have, like Barrage, on this guy here. Excellent, which takes care of him.
Nice.
So the only thing left are the flowers, and technically speaking, I should have enough skill points to do one of my favorite master skills. What's it called, David?
Meteor Strike?
Meteor shower. Close enough.
This is one of the new ones.
So you know what it is? It's like you create the skill names, and then and then it goes through the localizers, and then the writers say like, yeah, Meteor Strike, and it doesn't feel as good as shower, and then they change it. So at the end, like in the last couple of weeks,
all the grenades were renamed.
Yeah, exactly. So you have no clue whenever like.
You sound a little upset that they renamed the grenades.
No.
You do.
Yeah.
No. The problem is, so you have the temporary working name.
Yeah.
And then you start presenting the game, and then everyone starts calling it the internal name, and it's too confusing. So they have better names now. They have fantasy names.
They have
story names.
That's right.
Sure.
Because when I call
Flashbang.
flashbang, taser,
Yeah.
it doesn't really sound
Smoke
very
grenade. It doesn't really sound high fantasy, right? So anyway, we killed these guys out there, and we can see that Scarlet here has an exclamation mark on top of her head. So that basically means she's got something to discuss, and she's got something to discuss with Roderick. I don't know if you guys have sound on this, but technically speaking, you should hear Scarlett speaking now, which is, as I said before, it's a new thing. Because we actually voiced 88,000 lines of the game. It's completely voiced now. We started in January and we finished last week. And
Whoa.
it's got 40 plus voice actors on it, and it really did a good job. So this should really increase the role-playing feeling of the game with these conversations and these story developments. Now, David, my lovely assistant, I'm going to need you to jump in here, buddy. Because then we can show you that you can play it multiplayer on one console. So you could always play Divinity, because it was always meant for a co-op experience, right? So all the quests, all the situations are actually designed to be played in co-op and to have a lot of cool additions. No, you need 3 letters, David.
Really?
Yes, David. It's a TCR. It's in case you know what a TCR is.
I don't. What's a TCR?
These are technical certificates of requirements. So Xbox and Sony have these things, like when you press the home button, it should always go to the home screen. And one of them is that names should always be longer than...
I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that either.
What if my name is Al?
Yeah, or whatever. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
thing, right? That's the first thing I said. Like, what the hell kind of TCR is this?
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So we have David here walking around, and so we're playing it here locally multiplayer, and we can hang around each other and walk around. But this is where the amazing thing kicks in, right? David, move in.
I'm moving.
Bang! It goes to split screen. So what you have here is a classic RPG, which you have very little of on consoles, playable in split screen co-op, which does not exist. I mean, this is a world premiere in gaming, and I really dare you to find me a CRPG that actually plays in co-op in a split screen. You can.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah.
Oh, that probably
Go.
that sounds like way too much work.
Trust me. So yeah, this is a pretty cool thing. So now we're gonna move into the village here, which is called Sacred Stone. No, this is Silver Glen. It's a mining village, and there's a cult here that's active, and we're trying to find out what these Immaculates are actually doing. That's the name of the cult, and I think. We think they're using source magic, and we basically want to infiltrate their base of operations. And there's a couple of ways of doing this. So you got the legal way, which legal way being like the intended way. It's the couple of ways that we designed as designers that you could actually take. But you have a couple of other ways as well that were found by testers and QA that use the systemics of the game to actually complete the quest without actually following the right path. Which is, really interesting because it all worked. And, Sven Finke, our CEO, he always keeps saying, whenever we want to take shortcuts, it's like, no, everything's got to be possible. So literally, if there is an item that's in somebody's pocket and he's going to give it to someone, it's not like you trigger a dialogue and it gets moved. No, the dude has to move to a location, transfer the object, so that at any time you can actually pickpocket, lockpick, do anything you want, right? Because that's what makes the game interesting. We don't really have... quest structures. It's more like situations that are connected, and at any time, if you have the right items, you can do anything in this situation. Which is again the freedom that we were talking about. So, David, I'm going to assign Wallgraph to you.
Okay.
So we're gonna
Very
go in
cool.
here.
8 total?
No, you can only have one at a time on. So like,
Hold on, could you
4
disconnect
total.
and reconnect, David?
What?
4 total per person.
no, I think we switched over. I think
Oh.
can one person have 3 and the other person have 1? Is that what's going
Yeah,
on here?
yeah,
Is,
sure.
So
is
4
he switch
total
people
characters
over?
between 2 people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's possible.
Okay.
Could you reconnect again?
Sure. Guy,
Yeah.
there you go.
So now I'm going to assign, and hopefully, go to the left.
So we have online multiplayer, but this is the first that we have couch co-op with
Yeah,
split
exactly.
screen.
And what David's going to do is he's going to take his rogue and show you, the
One of
alternative way.
So
Non-legal.
Non-legal.
It's the shortest way actually. So if you if you've played this game, you know that I can sneak around. But as soon as someone spots me, I automatically stop sneaking. So if you missed it, I am a boulder now. So
Tiptoeing
this
around.
is like very snake-like. I'm a boulder, but as soon as someone sees me, they go like, "Hey, don't do that." Also, in any Divinity game, you can move around and interact with anything. But if it belongs to someone, they'll start saying like, "Hey, don't interfere with that."
That's my
What are
stuff.
you, an
Yeah.
interior decorator? So what interests me the most is this Loic character that's standing here. He's a high priest of the Immaculates, and he's got this altar, but he's got this hatch, and I'm really interested in it. And if I interact with it, he's gonna say like, "Hey, leave that thing alone." So I'm going to try and sneak here, but of course they immediately see me because there's a lot of people in here. But I am a rogue. If I am invisible and I then go into sneak mode, wait for it. So I'm invisible, I'm sneaking, they can't see me. So I'm pickpocketing Loic. I'm gonna take all the keys that he has, and I'm also going to take his Immaculate Amulet, because if you have such an amulet, the people will think that you're an Immaculate already. So I'm going to stop sneaking now, because I just successfully snuck into the hatch that he has. And this hatch is actually his shortcut to the Immaculate Village. He's got this waypoint shrine here, and these waypoint shrines teleport you from one location to another. While I'm here, of course, if you in an RPG enter a new area, and there's no one there that can see you, the first thing you do is you start interacting and looting with everything.
Looting the shit
And
out
in
of
a,
Yeah, this is our
and in a
stuff now.
Divinity game, this is a lot of loot. Whoa, cool. Healing potions. And there's a lot of stuff to interact with. And just to make everyone comfortable doing this with a controller, you can just look at stuff, or you can toggle with the triggers. You can toggle between the items.
Nice.
You can also click the left thumbstick, and then you get this little guy here, and you can just like point at stuff like, hey, can I interact with this and with that and with this? Or we implemented the active search by holding the X button. You highlight everything that is interactable, and you get a nice list. And hey, there's a bloodstone. Let's pick up the bloodstone. I want
this
to
is
read
really
Loic's
nice.
note.
This is cool.
Well, yeah, that's the thing,
I'm
right?
reading his note immediately from the active search. So you have 3 different ways of actually interacting with everything, and for a Divinity game, this is really important, especially like just like these. Jesus Christ.
Well, the thing was also like, you could play the PC game any way you really wanted. So we had to make sure that flexibility was also relayed to the console players.
So I just took his waypoint shrine, and our mission was to infiltrate the Immaculates, and the village is only a couple of, I don't know, just a couple of minutes away.
Yeah.
So I already succeeded. Now let's show another way.
Yeah, so the other way, which is the legal way, as he said, like this high priest here, he's actually in this village trying to win souls for the Immaculate. So basically he needs to get initiates. So what we can do is talk to Loic and get him really excited, like we want to join. And then he says like, okay, if you want to join, you'll have to read the Immaculate Bible. And then I'll ask you 3 questions. And if you get them right, then you'll get my blessing to do the real trial. So we're saying like, I'm ready, let's do this. And he says, okay, let's continue.
How long's the Bible if we want to do it the legal way? What am I reading, studying?
I think 4
Couple of pages.
3 pages.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not that
So it's not
crazy.
too bad.
It's not crazy.
Let's
Okay.
get into the good
Yeah.
stuff.
All right.
Yeah. So in this case, like the first answer, I think is incorrect.
You clearly have not read this Bible. It's correct.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. You're really sure, right?
Yeah, I'm sure.
All right. We'll do it your way. No problem. All right. Okay. The second one I know for a fact is incorrect, right?
Yeah. Wait. Yeah, it's incorrect.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And the third one, this is definitely correct.
I don't know.
What do you mean?
Yes.
Dude, we rehearsed this. What are you talking about? Okay, so do I really need to beat the right answer out of you? What's going on here, David?
What an aggressive man you are. Dude, if you want to pass this test, just follow my lead. Think about it.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen, buddy.
Ooh. So what is this? What do we have here?
Basically, we're in disagreement.
Yeah.
David is claiming that it's one answer, and I'm claiming it's the other. And seeing the fact this is a co-op game, nobody's calling the shots, man, unless you both agree on it. So all major decisions and stuff need to be agreed upon on both parties, or we'll enter rock, paper, scissors.
Mm-hmm.
Which
So
basically...
If the 2 main characters are close enough to hear each other, and one of the main characters is taking a really huge decision or having a big dialogue with someone,
Yeah.
and they say, for instance, like, yeah, I'll rescue your puppy from the tree. No, wait, they don't do that. But anyway, the other guy can go like, no, we're not rescuing puppies from trees. And then if you disagree, you get to charm, intimidate, reason. You can have stat points in charm, intimidate, reason, and if that still doesn't work, you have to do the rock, paper, scissors thing.
That is very good. So let's do it.
Yeah.
Oh, did I miss it? Did it already happen? Who selected
what-
already?
I already selected, man.
Okay.
Don't you look at my buttons, Dave?
I'm not. Like, how can I see your buttons?
I
from
don't
here?
care. I don't know, man. Just don't watch.
Oh,
Okay, nice. Yeah.
it's not just one.
So it's like first to 4, basically?
Yeah, no, you see the balls on top? Like,
Yeah.
if the whole bar fills up, then one party wins. But depending
Oh.
on your stats, you get either 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6
is
of
that
these
your
things.
charisma? Which one
Exactly,
is it? Cool.
Yeah, it's
exactly.
charisma.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, we both had paper.
Bastard.
Do
it, David.
I
Really
love
think
this.
of it.
I don't-
No,
oh,
I love
Oh
it.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm looking at it.
I'm not. What? No, no. Oh God, you're cheating. You're such a cheater.
It's on a mental
Oh,
game.
you're in his brain right now. You're in there. All right, so one more.
I already picked. I hate.
Oh
this
my
game.
God.
I hate this game. I don't even have any points.
Over, David.
You were in his mind. Oh my God. Okay.
So yeah, we won the argument, and luckily, yeah, it was the right answer. So
I'm out of here, man.
He's going. Screw this game, man.
Screw you.
So we can
Gonna
ask him
raise
like,
some hell in the village.
what's this trial you spoke of? So basically, Loic the priest tells me to head to the north, and in case I find a checkpoint that's blocking me, I'll have to tell them he gave us his blessing so we can pass it safely. David, on the other hand, is
Do a
going
little
to.
telekinesis over there.
That's right.
Yeah, thank God. I could. I'm a wizard. I cannot lift an anvil. So
David,
I have
come on.
telekinesis. Yeah.
Tell him. Tell him what you're doing.
So yeah, Varan can stuff it. We had the hatch, and we have this trial, and someone on the Steam community forum said like, yeah, but the easiest way is to get caught doing something, and then you're sent to prison, and the prison is not in Silverglen. The prison is where the Immaculates live.
That's funny.
And we were like, no,
Son
it's
of a-
true. And maybe some other developer would fix that and build a prison in Silverglen or whatever, but
That
we
was
were
awesome.
like, hey, well spotted.
Yeah.
So this is now probably officially the easiest way. Of course, the problem is then you're stuck in prison and you still have to get out. But so in Divinity, if you do something wrong, like this is off limits to me, this room, it's their, I don't know, it's their office or something. They call the guards, and you either have to fight the guards or pay a fee, or they catch you and they throw you in jail. So I'm going to tell these guys that they can escort me to jail. So I'm getting caught on purpose because I want to end up in the Immaculate Village. When you are thrown in jail, they strip you off of everything you have, and they actually throw you in jail. Can't get out of here. Maybe the lock can be jimmied, not if I don't have any lock picks. So I guess I can wear the bucket on my head, of course, because this is a Divinity game. Bam. Sight minus 55.
And hearing too.
Bucket.
And
man.
hearing, but you got 10 armor, so it's eventually it's not that. You can't see your enemy, but at least you're protected. So in the meantime, right? So oh yeah, David, you need to go.
Is there a limit to how far apart you guys can be from each other
No,
in the game world?
he's literally at the other side of the map now, and
That's
everything's
what- what-
everything in
Awesome.
between is running. It's doing its thing.
So yeah, now that I'm in prison, I'm gonna use Walgraf here, who has the amulet, so none of the Immaculates will react to him. This is also something that we fixed now, or changed. It used to be so that if I had a quest item and someone on the other side of the map needed it, we would have to actually go over there or send it to them, but now this counts as, so there is some sort of party inventory. So if you have a quest item and someone else needs it, like or even a key, these things are automatically shared now. So
Yeah.
everyone will think that everyone has the amulet. So if you're wondering why I can roam around freely, it's because of that. So I'm gonna try and rescue my friend Roderick from prison.
So here I am heading to the path to the north, like on the left side of the screen. I just came across a Immaculate that was running away from their base, and he was telling me like they're doing awful stuff to people. And I'm so happy I'm seeing a Source Hunter here. You should continue down the road and actually check out the village. But Bear Daughter, my ranger, actually has an exclamation mark on top of her head. And when I speak to her, she's actually referring to the dialogue and the name that got dropped in there that has to do with her past. And basically what she's trying to do is get back to her stepfather to find out what's going on. And that name rang a bell. So she's telling me, like, we should go there. We should definitely check this out. I got a feeling that this has to do with my past. Now here we have the checkpoint where the Immaculate stop me and they refuse my passage. And basically I can tell them I've got the blessings of the priest, I can intimidate them, I can charm them, I can reason with them, or I can just basically cast a fireball and kick everybody's ass. And of course, you know, this isn't a solid barricade, right? Like in this case, there's a tree here. I can turn invisible, I can sneak by, somebody can drop a pyramid, a teleporter, anything really. So, you know, the thing we mentioned about the systemics, just really anything, any situation can be solved any way you creatively think you can. That was the whole point of the game, right? Because it's fun to mess around with these dynamic systems, especially in co-op, right? It's like somebody keeps a guard busy, the other one sneaks behind him, empties his pockets, stuff like that. That's really quite enjoyable for players.
Speaking of stealing, and I found the key to the prison door.
Really? You locked it?
It was in the pocket of one of the guards.
Really?
So there's how many guards are there? 4 or 5?
There's 4 or 5 guards.
I always have to guess who's got the key.
And 2 of them got the key, so we actually pickpocketed the right guard. Holy shit.
No, I got the right one.
Yeah, that's excellent.
But now...
Get him his gear, get him his gear.
What?
Like, so once you get thrown in jail... Oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
they're telling you to not touch the thing. Oh, no! God, you
fight.
started combat.
We gotta fight.
Oh, shit, and I'm at the other side of the desert. Jesus Christ.
No, but now that I am here and I linked myself to Roderick, are you in combat? You're not, eh?
Not yet, man. But I'm in the desert. I'm slowed.
So we got here...
What do you want me to do? You want me to join
No,
you?
nothing. Stay put.
Okay.
So we have teleporter pyramids. These have been in Divinity games from the first one. These teleport where the other teleporter pyramid is. You can use these in combat. You can drop one in a village and then teleport safely there. But what we often do is if we break up, we just make sure that we can go back to each other in case stuff like this happens. So I'm using my teleporter pyramid and I will end up right next to... Why is there a fight? Yeah.
Because you started the fight, so at the end of this round...
So I now end up right next to my friend and we broke out of prison.
However, David, you are naked, buddy. I mean, all your gear is still in that chest.
Oh yeah. I forgot the chest!
So at a certain moment, do we have some second-hand clothes we can give you?
Yeah, wait. I'll see what I have.
At a certain moment, we gotta break back into the jail to get your stuff.
Give me some clothes, man.
Jesus. So yeah, basically this is, actually really in a nutshell, all the crazy stuff you can really do in the game. I mean, we got Pet Pal, you can talk to creatures, every animal has something interesting to say. There's really all kinds of stuff. I mean, the weather effect is slowing my characters down because we're in a sandstorm. So being stuck in combat with less action points forces you to, like, you know, play more creatively and stuff like that. But it's basically role playing, you know, to the extent that you can stretch it actually on the PC. Especially with the dialogues in between the characters and agreeing, disagreeing, all that stuff. That's basically what you do on a couch, but now it's enforced by the game when you're actually playing it.
Yeah, I love that part of it. And that you can all just, you know what, I'm going to go do this my own way. I love that you can break up and split screen it.
Yeah, you can just say, you know what, screw you, man. Look, I was playing it like last Friday for 4 hours to check the stability of the game with one of our programmers, and we ended up murdering everybody. Like, you know, we just entered the village and said, like, okay, overkill. Let's test the frame rate. Just kill everything. And it was crazy. At a certain moment, we split up. We had our master skills. He was, like, murdering a village in the north. I was murdering a village in the south. And it was really, you know, like, do you need any potions? Okay, send potions to him. You know, like, can you heal me? I need some backup. And everything was working fine. I mean, we were really having a lot of fun because, you know, the play session finished at 1 a.m. And the plane leaving to Heathrow was at 4 a.m. and I still had to go home and pack. So, you know, and after being awake for like 32 hours, we arrive in LA and, you know, Sven, our boss, you know, CEO of Valerian says like, okay, now we need to prepare the presentations. It's like, are you serious? We're like jet lagged. We're awake for 32 hours. It's like, yeah, it doesn't matter. It's 12 in the afternoon. You need to get to midnight anyway, and then go to bed. So yeah, we ended up playing it some more and showing you guys like the most diverse thing we could find. Really.
Yeah, because we can prepare presentations all we want. We're not cheating here.
Yeah, this is
the
the
game is
game.
pretty reactive.
Yeah.
It has a lot of systemics. It's there's so many rolls because it's an RPG. There's so many dice rolls to see who goes first and what will happen. We don't know the saving throws that'll happen. So we can prepare something, but every presentation is different than the last one.
I mean, the thing as well, right? I mean, they invited us over to Twitch so we could play the game on the stream, and we'd prepare this thing, in the morning. We'd run through it and stuff. So we arrived there, and the guys from Twitch like, yeah, but we want to play with Sven. And Sven's like, what, really? It's like, he turns back to me and says like, what are we gonna do? I was like, yeah, you want to play with him? Just play with him. The game works. It's the build is stable. So they ended up sitting on the couch and they played it together for about 15 minutes, and they really had a blast. I mean, the guys from Twitch, they were going crazy. They really loved it. And of course they were fans of the PC game, but when they saw the enhancements and everything and the console controls, they really enjoyed it.
What I dig is that it's not a traditional couch co-op game. Do you know what I mean? When you think of couch co-op, you think of just Mario Kart or Smash Bros. You just think of like a quick game.
Yeah.
Here, I can absolutely totally see going through it with a friend for a long time.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? It's a long-term investment, because the thing was, we initially started the game with the whole co-op experience to be like something you could play with your girlfriend or your brother, or your mom or dad or something that could be, but people that like to play games that you can actually spend longer than 2 hours playing something with them, and it all really boiled down to the fun that you can have, the stuff that disappeared, like playing Double Dragon together or Final Fight, just Secrets of Mana, stuff like that, things you could play with each other over a longer length of time. That's really not that's not a part of gaming anymore. So we really thought we should somehow bring that back as well.
What's so funny, David? You cracking up?
Nothing